Good day everybody, welcome back. Do you remember the old tie-dye days? We all used to get everything in and tie it up and dye them. So I just had one of these that were stained. I'll tell you what this is. That would be very helpful. One of the antibacterial wipes, which these days you have to use sparingly because you can't really buy them. But anyway, I will use this one because I'm playing with resin. So that's all it was, just like that. And of course, I was playing with and testing some of my tints. So of course, I've got some still stuck on my hands from yesterday. Very hard to take it off. So I managed to create some really pretty colors and patterns on my wipe. So what I did was I just thought I'd add some more to it, and I just did this, and then I just dripped some of the tint on there and kind of just stretched it a little bit so it pours down into, you know, the material pulls it down. And I did a few of them, and I actually started recording this early. Well, I thought I was recording it, but I wasn't, because somehow I forgot to press the record button. So I already started cutting out this area. So that's as far as I've gotten so far. So I'm just trying to push this in there nicely, and I can even use this resin little disc that I made by just testing the actual resin. If you haven't seen that, go back a couple of videos and you will see that's a new resin by Platinum that I've been playing with and absolutely adore. So what I'm doing now is just going around and cutting this out. I was thinking of doing like a lamp. Would have been nice to do that as well. Just pour resin over the whole piece and then let it set a little bit. When it's sort of set but still you can move it, then mold it and make it into a nice shape, and then, you know, you can use it to put your mechanical candle in it and have a really nice display of colors as it's flickering and doing its thing. So I decided to make a little dish out of it instead, and I don't mind these bits kind of poking out a little bit. I think that's really cool. I could leave the disc in there actually. Maybe make it like a little flower that looks like a bit of a petal. I'm just getting all these ideas as I'm doing it. So that's that. So that's gonna, might do another little pinch there. So I've got like a pleat there. And now hopefully I'll be able to pull this disc out without wrecking the whole thing. Just want to have a look. So what I was going to do was I was just going to, oh, fingers crossed now, don't want to wreck my design, but it's alright. I'll just use my fingers to pat it down again if I have to. Come on. Oh, I wrecked one side. It's alright. What I will do is I will use the really thin resin, because I really want this to soak in beautifully. Make another pleat over here. What I was going to do was, oh, this thing is it's poking out a little bit. Okay. Let me get back to it. What I was going to do is just pour some skinny resin in there. That's the name of the actual resin. Pour it in there and then let it set, let it spread nicely, and then, you know, maybe put some weight on it afterwards when it's not sticky anymore. But I think I might actually add just a tiny little bit of tint just to zhuzh it up a little bit. I might actually use a little bit of yellow actually, because I quite like it in there. So let me get all that organized. I'll get my resin mixed and I'll be back. So that's going in nicely, actually beautifully. Spreads nicely. I'm just gonna sort of tap this down here because I don't want that air bubble in there. before you know it, it'll soak up the, oh come on, alrighty, might have to do that. Ah yeah, that worked. Alrighty, that's looking great. So now I just want to make sure that I've got some of this. It's actually looking pretty dark now. It's interesting. And I want to kind of just wipe it. Actually that's not a bad idea. Dip it all in there and then pull it up. Okay, it's very sticky at the moment. Another thing is, I don't want to overwork it because this thing, it has a lot of little fine fibers that can come off. So a bit of play. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this, but I like to play with my paint, my resin. So this is going to be quite cool. So you can use anything, I reckon even a paper towel. Another item that you don't want to waste. So you got some old clothes, cut them up, and you can make a bigger thing. You can use a plate or a bowl and make a bigger piece. So you're really saving on your resin, and you also have a nice design. And a useful thing, that's what I'm all about. Make something that is useful. Okay, that's all I'm doing here. Probably speed this up now, play with it a little bit more. Or I can talk to you if you want to listen to my dribble. Oh dear, what do you reckon about this coronavirus? Everybody's gone bananas about it. Which they have the right to be worried and concerned and be careful, I think. It's my opinion, you know. But I think people need to just try to calm down and relax a little bit and think about how you can help instead of making problems, creating problems for the society and for, you know, people in need. And you know, I can't believe some of the things that I'm seeing on YouTube, on Facebook, on the news, people fighting over toilet paper, you know, people stocking up on things, coming in and out of the shop with the, obviously there's only 2 per item, so they've got like 5 or 6 of them. I've actually posted it on Facebook for everybody to see. Not that you can do anything about it unless they put, you know, people there to guard and make sure that nobody comes in for seconds and thirds and fours. And these people had bags and bags full of baby formula. You know, I just thought it was so rude, you know, unhuman to do things like that. I suppose it would be human. But even animals, they only take what they need from nature. But us humans, you know, I don't know. Okay, I had my whinge now. Had my vent for the day. I just think, you know, if you can't help the situation, don't make it worse. That's all I'm going to say about that. But I don't think a lot of people will listen to that. People will do what they want to do, I suppose. But anyway, so I'm just shaping this a little bit now. So it's not totally flat like this one here. I'm going to try and lift it up a little bit. Just give it a little pleat. Like that. And maybe another one over here. Just so it looks pretty. There's a big pleat in here. I think because this is a smaller area, I'm going to try and move it that way so I can lift this bit up a bit. There you go, look at that, much better. Bit of a play. and that one just wants to go down like that. It is fun, but if you if you're in a hurry and you don't want to play, then you know you don't have to do this. Just do something else. But I think it looks quite pretty, and I could probably even move it a little bit more this way just to lift that bit up, because I've got too much over here because I'm sitting down and I'm not seeing properly. And that there keeps lifting, but I'm hoping that resin will, that I won't have it bowed in the middle there, because it keeps lifting right there. So it's all covered now with resin, which is pretty cool, and it should soak it up. This is a really thin resin, so it won't have a problem soaking all of this up. There we go. I think that's going to make a really nice little dish. Okay, there. Now I'm going to try and dip some of this lovely yellow in there. Let's go. This is going to be part of Le'Rez tints, transparent tints. Just going to kind of let it drop in there, and then it will spread with the, put another drop in there. It won't hurt it. One drop won't hurt. I could leave it like that. I can add a little bit of white and then move that around. We'll give it a go. Let me just heat it up a little bit. I've got to be careful I don't set that on fire. There we go. So that's moved it nicely. Oh, I'm not even, gosh, look at me. I've got this all over the place. Sorry about that, guys. No, that's better. I've got my palette here, and the only reason why is because it's flat, and because I've got this plastic underneath it. It bubbles up a little bit in some spots, and it makes it doesn't work really good with self-leveling resin. That's looking great. Alright, let's get some white. This is white alcohol ink. It's one that I'm currently testing. Just one little drop in there and see how it goes. Now I will hit that with, wow, look at it go. Yep, that's the alcohol that does that. Now we're going to hit it with the heat gun. Pull in a little bit. There's a problem because the material is lifting. Okay, so I don't like that, so I'm going to push it out of the way now. Get it up to the edge. What I wanted to create didn't work. It would work if it was on its own, but no. Still looks kind of interesting, but not what I wanted. I could kick myself now. Kick myself right now. That's what happens when you're, playing, experimenting. Okay. I'm blowing it. What I did was blew all that stuff onto the sides. So now it's good. It's back to the way it was. Okay, so that's looking pretty cool. I will give it a a little bit of a heat gun just to bust the bubbles that I've just created. There you go, so now I'm going to leave it. I'm going to go around and pull out any of these little fibres that I've managed to move and get them to sit on top. But other than that, oh, that one's not even going to come out because it's still stuck to the material. Oh, bugger. So if I have to put another coat of clear resin, just a tiny little one, maybe even just 10-20 milliliters, just to cover that, because I can't pull out those unless I push them in. That's the thing, this is very fibrous, this stuff. It's got them sticking out here, I can even see, so maybe different type of material, but I just wanted to see how it'll turn out. So anyways, I'll be back tomorrow when it's all set up and show you it. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Good day, good morning. It's the next day. Woo, look at this. Popping up. Oops. Not so easy on this end. Oh, no. It's a little bit stuck. You always have to be careful not to damage your mold, because then it'll catch there every time. Wow, look at that. Ooh, look at this side. That is so cool. Very, very cute. Now these ends bits here are quite sharp. Look at that one. That's pretty dangerous. So I'm going to have to trim that and give it a little sand. Back with my scissors. Just try this out because I'm so impatient. So just oh, look at that, it's coming off real easy. This one I've got to kind of do that way. If I can get in there, it'd be great. Just the real sharp pointy bits like that one there, and I'm just going to go around with just a nail file actually. Round it up a little bit, just because you don't want somebody picking it up and getting cut on this, and that's pretty sharp there. So probably would have been a better idea to wait for it to set up a little bit so it's not sticky anymore, and then bending these underneath there so it'll be like a nice curve. This part here looks a little bit big, so I'm going to trim that. Oh, and just shape it a little bit so it looks kind of similar. So I'll just go around and just do that now. It's cutting real easy. You can see that's transparent underneath there. But overall, pop that one, cut that one, maybe do a little petal kind of shape in there, and just a little nail file. Go around with a nail file and tidy up those edges. I could even go and paint the edges with a bit of gold acrylic paint. That one's still a little bit tricky, so I've got to get into it over here. But look at that, it's sitting down nicely. You can put things in there like keys or your little, just grab some, put your little spoons in there that you want to use for your powders. And you can even, I reckon it would be nice, you can even display your lovely gems like that, and then stick a candle in there, one of those little candle. I would go for the mechanical ones because they're better for the environment, and I know they're not as cool as real candles. But look at that, how pretty is that? You can put any color, you can put a mix of different things. So, oh bugger it, let me go get one of the mechanical candles I have. Okay, I'm back. I got one. This one's seen better days. It's a little bit crooked. It kind of broke. I could probably pop that back in there and fix it up, but I don't want to break it, you know. Well, we'll just pretend the wind's blowing that way and it's blowing a flame over. You got to use your imagination. So look at that. How pretty is that? You can even put 2 in there if you want, or 3. You'd be able to fit 3 in there. 1, 2, 3. They'll be a bit tight, but one's just nice, all on its own. What do you reckon? I don't know if you can see that. Look, see? You beaut. So there you have it. Don't waste things. Use them up. Resin. Resin is the key to every problem and every solution.